So, first impressions are this is a bad film to watch if you need to pee.
Do you know why all of us are alive today?
Because Cain fucked his sister, give me a hard one.
It is thanks to a faithful man
Polly Shore.
who walked with God a long time ago.
I'm not doing a galaxy far, far away joke. You guys can go fuck yourselves.
His name was Noah.
The Last Arcbender. A Spike Lee joint. Mos Eisley Spaceport. You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and incredibly rigid birds.
Tells us that many years ago, about 600 years after the first man, Adam, died,
Spoiler.
some angels looked down from heaven upon the earth and noticed the women.
Aight then. Nice bucket action.
They saw that they were very pretty.
When you grow up watching Bible videos, this is like the closest thing to porn you can get.
They left heaven and became like men.
Okay, HRT, shout out to my FTM brothers.
This was unnatural and very wrong.
Oop.
The women then had babies who grew up to be giant bullies called Nephilim.
My god, it's an entire race of Kurt Russells!
These bullies beat up people.
What do you think the Three Stooges did to that guy?
Many men copied their bad example.
What a smug piece of shit. I don't even know him and I hate him. Oh, Waldo Origins.
Doubtless, even children became bullies.
Child bullies. Wow, this was truly a uniquely fucked up time in history.
People in that violent world ignored the suffering around them.
Unfinished Congress joke.
They were enjoying life, marrying, eating, and drinking.
And having very joyous midday flute parades. I gotta say, I'm not really getting God's beef with the society. Look at those kick-ass sandals.
They were buying and selling and did not care about God.
Just like everyone at Trader Joe's.
Violence was everywhere.
Also like Trader Joe's. Those JoJo's make people fucking nuts.
Innocent people were being attacked.
Again, nothing that's been depicted is different from Trader Joe's on like a really busy
what did
Friday.
Jehovah
Look, there's that
God
fucking
think
wine
about
they
that
sell with that
wicked
cat.
He saw that the badness of men was everywhere.
Everybody must get
And that what they
stoned.
thought about was only bad all the time.
It was a world populated by SNL writers.
Jehovah felt hurt that men were wicked.
Okay, but like, hashtag not all men, okay?
What did God decide to do about it?
Just fucking snap and kill everybody. Just
said-
kidding, could you imagine?
I am going to wipe mankind from the face of the earth.
Oop!
Did this mean that nobody would be left on the earth?
Yes.
No.
Oop!
The Bible tells us that during this time of violence,
Cause such
at least
sail.
one man obeyed God.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Noah.
Oop.
This God-fearing man and his wife had 3 sons.
Okay.
Probably the firstborn was Japheth.
Aight. That's ever clear. Japheth is an alcoholic and she's an enabler.
The next son was Shem.
Huh.
Ham was the youngest.
So are we just gonna ignore this? I mean, not to belabor it because it's really none of my business, but it's like, you know they didn't adopt, so
These
it
obedient
just seems like
sons
there's a
and their
story
faithful
there, and it's not like I
wives
deserve
would be
to
a
hear the
great
story.
help
I
to
would just
Noah
like
in
to.
a special
I would like to
task
know the story.
that God would soon give him to do.
That seems like something of an unnatural hand gesture. Stiff Bird Mountain. God damn, I have to pee.
Why did Jehovah favor Noah?
'Cause Noah's a bootlicker.
What made him special?
He invented the Atkins diet.
Noah was a faithful man who walked with God
Oh.
by serving him from day to day. He was different from the rest of mankind.
He ain't like those other Noahs.
He obeyed God.
Okay, but it doesn't sound like there was any formal mode of worship, so wouldn't everyone be pretty much taking a stab in the dark at this point in history?
How would Jehovah destroy that wicked world?
Probably not in an unnecessarily
He said,
symbolic way that would be terribly painful.
I am going to cause a huge flood to cleanse the earth. The water will be so deep that everything will drown.
You're God. You could just snap your fingers and, like, everything would go back to... You don't have to do this.
But what about the birds and the animals?
Fuck them, I guess.
And what about faithful Noah and his family?
Those fucking squares die first.
Jehovah gave Noah special instructions on how to build a life-saving ark.
It belongs in a museum.
What would it look like?
I bet it'll be a tiny compound cylindrical jar.
It would look like a huge oblong box.
Fuck.
It would be long and narrow, with a flat bottom.
So this is
and
like
square
10 million
ends.
BC AutoCAD, right?
They had to clear a large area in order to measure out the ground plan for this huge
On
ark.
the season finale of Dumbledore vs. Wild.
Can you imagine how big it would be?
I live in the post-industrial
It would
world,
be
so
over
probably.
400 feet long,
Ooh.
much longer than a football field,
Okay.
about 70 feet wide,
That's it.
and as high as a 4-story house.
They make Whole Foods bigger than that now.
Noah probably built it near a forest, where wood was easy to get. But how would Noah and his family,
Get all that wood.
only 8 persons, build such a massive vessel? It was something they'd never done before.
So like I didn't write anything for this arc building montage because frankly I don't know what to say about it. So I'm gonna do a commercial. Okay, support me on Patreon at patreon.com/KimBertrand. I think that's what it is. And when you give me money, I can continue to do this and avoid having like real responsibilities. Thank you.
With God's help,
Japheth cured his alcoholism.
Besides doing this work, they had another important task to do.
TPS reports.
They had to warn
probably
their
TPS
neighbors about
reports.
the coming flood. Can you imagine how those people
Why is
might have
Jonathan
reacted to
Frakes
their
here?
preaching? They probably said, "You fools!
Honestly, seems like the right call though.
Why are you building this huge box here?
I said the same thing about the new Walmart on
You're
I-10.
wasting your time!
Again, it seems like a fair assessment of the
Our
situation.
world is not going to end."
Yeah, it's not like God's a genocidal
They
dick or
ignored
anything.
Noah's warning
Yeah.
and just continued in their normal daily routine.
Again, very fair course of action. Noah's like a shit-covered street preacher.
But Noah listened to God, not to his neighbors. It took him and his family a long time to build the ark. For over 40 years, they obediently worked hard at it.
It's too bad Noah didn't know any like omnipotent beings who could have built the ark for him in like 40 seconds. Great day to be a stiff bird. They built a Bass Pro Shop.
At long last, the ark was completed. They had made it waterproof.
Arcax.
For light and fresh air, they had put a window opening all around.
Aye.
They also made a large door in its side.
Cool.
In preparation for their long stay in the ark, Noah and his family had to prepare fruits, grains, and other foods.
Enough for themselves
They had
and
to store
literally
water to
every
sustain
species of
themselves
animal on
and many
Earth.
kinds of
Wow,
animals
isn't
and
it
birds.
wild that this is absolute historical fact?
But they were not yet finished.
It ain't over till it's over.
They now had to face another challenge, an urgent job.
Hup, 2, 3, 4. The aim of our patrol is a question rather droll. For to march and drill over field and hills, a military goal.
It's a military goal.
They only had a short time to do it. Why?
God needs to hurry the whole thing along because he has Kesha tickets.
In just 7 days more, I am making it rain upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights.
God came up with the plan while staring down an empty bottle of Colt
The
45.
whole earth will be flooded, and I will wipe out every breathing thing.
Just like a bottle of Colt 45. Where's Steph?
Therefore, take into the ark 7 each of the clean animals to be used in my worship.
Cause we're not just ark builders, but beef-loving ark builders.
Of the other kinds, take 2 each.
Delicious.
The penguins have no fucking clue how they ended up here, but they march forward, as if commanded to do so by divine providence.
You got any smack? Honey smacks?
That's a bit of a stretch. Those camels sound a lot like sea lions. I mean, you know, I hate to keep coming back to this old chestnut, but like, why the fuck couldn't God just teleport all the animals into their ark cells? Or fuck, even putting animals on the ark, he could just reseed the earth later, he's God. Do you know how many species we lost because J-Pat's drunken ass couldn't watch where he was stepping?
None were left out. Not even the little ones.
Okay, but what about the creeping ones?
The creeping ones.
Okay, but what about the slow ones?
Or the slow ones.
Well, fuck, I guess Jehovah thought of everything then. Except for, like, a rational reason to do any of this in the first place.
Did Noah waste any time?
Well, he was a big EVE Online player.
Well, this can all wait until tomorrow.
Probably.
No.
I can't get anything
He
right.
did according to all that Jehovah had commanded him.
Yeah, but like, can you show me the scripture that says Noah didn't procrastinate by masturbating like every now and then?
And obedient. They did just so.
Well, they also did a bit of darning and tatting and crocheting, but I guess, yeah, you could say that, basically, catch all.
When all the animals were safely inside, Jehovah shut the door.
And was this before or after Jesus took the wheel? Good morning, world. Today is gonna be my day. The sun is shining bright, birds are chirping,
Now,
roosters
Noah and
crowing.
his family
I
had
don't
to
know
wait.
why, but I feel like things
Would
are
the
really
flood
gonna
come?
turn around for me
Or would they
today.
look foolish, all locked
Like
up
this is
inside
my
the
day.
ark?
This is my year. I'm making my truth known. Hey, birds. Little birds greeting me on my way to work. Okay, bye. Y'all stiffy boys never do that before. Okay, getting a little dark outside. That's uncharacteristic. It's never rained before in the history of ever, so this is okay.
Just
It's
as
a little
God had
weird.
said,
I've never experienced anything like this
the
before,
heavens
but
burst open.
probably nothing apocalyptic or anything like that. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what the word apocalyptic means because I lived 600 years after the first man, Adam. So, it seemed like premature for God to
It
just
was a
kill everybody
deluge.
now. Surely. Oh, a deluge. I've never even... Okay, fucking... Alright, shit.
It poured down for 40 days and 40 nights. Yes,
So, like, this is an inspirational
kept
story that
his
they tell
word.
children. The Bible is like the least family-friendly shit ever.
the waters rose higher and higher. Imagine how all felt when the ark started to float and rock.
I'ma steal that bread.
I see you, bitch. Don't steal that bread.
The animals can talk. Only you can hear us, Japheth.
You have to kill Ham, Japheth.
Japheth, why are you looking at me like that?
The animals were scared.
We're scared.
They had no idea what was happening.
We have no idea what is happening.
Okay, who put the rhino on the second floor? Look at that little arc down there. Looking like a little cigarette. I could smoke that little arc.
Eventually, even the highest mountains were covered.
You covered, bro?
The earth was flooded for 150 days.
Huh.
What happened to all the wicked, violent people who had scoffed at Noah's warning?
They were given a second chance.
They drowned.
Jesus. Ugh, out of milk. We've all been there.
During all the months that the ark floated, Noah and his family were kept busy. They cared for their own needs
Sexually.
and for those of the animals.
Nah, I ain't touching that. I mean, yeah, they had poison dart frogs and rhinos and red pandas and shit aboard the ark, but, you know, these common petting zoo animals, that's what's really interesting to see. That's what we want depicted. Hey, those birds aren't stiff. What the hell is going on here? Ugh, that's it. Pissing my pants. Congratulations, movie. You've won. You've broken me. Grown adults with the power to vote and sit on juries believe this actually happened.
Only the animals in the ark and Noah and his family were saved. 8 people survived because they listened to Jehovah and did as he commanded.
Fascists.
They did just so.
Okay, but again, there was crocheting and it's not just...
Next, God caused a wind to pass over the earth to dry it out.
Yeah, that
The
scans.
waters began to drop, forming oceans, seas, lakes, and rivers.
And leaving more than one swimming pool way overfilled. The chlorine's gonna be fucked up.
Imagine how Noah and his family must have felt
Or
when
you
the
have to
ark
kill Ham.
suddenly settled on the mountains of Ararat.
This is why all arcs had seatbelts after 10,000,004. Who the fuck are some of these? I swear there are extra family members every time they get depicted.
What happened next? Genesis chapter 8 says that Noah sent out a raven.
That
to see if
stiff
there was any dry land
raven,
near.
it's the dry land I can see.
But it kept coming back. There was no place for it to land. Later, Noah released a dove.
Wow, racist.
But no matter how far it searched, there were no trees. Like the raven, it also came back. 7 days later, Noah sent the dove out again. It came back with a freshly plucked olive leaf in its beak.
Okay, calm down.
Noah
Don't get
now
too excited.
knew that some trees were visible again. Eventually, the earth dried off. Noah now waited for Jehovah's next command.
Why do the bird thing if you were just gonna wait on his go-ahead anyway?
God said, "Go out of the ark, you and all your family, and all the birds and animals." How would you have felt after surviving the flood? You would have been very thankful to God.
You don't know me. Look, out of the arc 5 minutes, Japheth already can't wait to hit the bar.
And that's just how Noah and his family felt.
Like, not to be a dick again, but shouldn't they be like a little sad that everyone they've ever known or like had any contact with whatsoever is dead?
They were so grateful that they built an altar to Jehovah.
That altar rocks.
They offered sacrifices of thanksgiving upon it. God was very pleased with Noah's thankful worship. Noah and his family were overjoyed because Jehovah had saved them. Jehovah now blessed them and told them to have children and spread across the earth. In time, Noah's sons and their wives had families.
And for the second time in 600 years, the future of the species depends on divinely sanctioned incest.
The animals also had their little ones.
Not how breeding
Thus,
works,
the
but
human and
okay.
animal population began to spread over all the earth.
No wonder we're all so fucked up. We're a bunch of inbreds killing and eating other inbreds.
Stiff birds go forth!
Jehovah made a solemn promise to Noah and to the rest of
It
mankind.
means a lot from someone who just committed genocide.
Never again will I send a flood to ruin the whole earth.
Bitch, you don't have to do it the first time.
He gave them something beautiful in the sky to help them remember his promise. My rainbow I will give in the
Gay.
cloud, and it must serve as a sign of the agreement between me and the earth.
You can't make an agreement with the earth. God, you're a big dummy.
You too can be like Noah.
An obvious cuck?
How? By learning from his good example.
Lick boots.
He had a strong spiritual family.
Whose kids all had to fuck each other.
Together, they had built the ark and had cared for the animals.
Basically a whole life wasted because God, for no particular reason, prefers directing
also
infinitely
preached
weaker
to an
creatures to do all of his
unbelieving
work
world.
for him.
Yes, Noah was a preacher of righteousness.
Oh, fuck you. It's not like Noah was hawking
Noah
watchtowers.
walked with God. And now, so must we.
I want to jog with
How?
God.
We must preach the good news that God has promised to cleanse our world of the wicked.
Okay,
He
so
will
he's gonna
restore
do the
paradise on
exact
earth
same
for all the
thing,
good
just
people
not
who
with a
serve him
flood
and follow his
specifically.
son, Jesus.
Jehovah sounds a lot like an evil
Then,
Twilight Zone
Noah and
genie
his
trying to,
family
like, teach
will
us all an
come back to
ironic
life
lesson
on
about how we
earth.
shouldn't take him so fucking, like, symbolically. Like, he's literal as shit.
Will you and your family be there?
Meh.
Will you be in paradise to talk to them?
Hard pass.
If you walk with God, you surely will.
No stiff birds were harmed in the making of this production.